Konnichiwa. A very warm welcome, parents. It's my great honour and privilege to be sharing with you some information about our exciting new Harrow Appi School opening in Iwate Prefecture in the summer of 2022. By means of introduction, my name is Michael Farley. I'm the Group Director of Operations for Harrow International Asia. Prior to that, I was a headmaster for 7 years in Harrow's Bangkok school, our oldest, largest school. And in the noughties, from 2003, I was the headmaster of the British school in Tokyo. I've got extensive experience in the educational sector in East Asia, in Europe, in the Middle East. I've developed particular expertise in school facilities design, curriculum development, and also educational management and governance. Originally I graduated from Nottingham University. My teaching qualification comes from Sheffield University, and my headmastering qualification from the UK's National College of School Leadership. To briefly introduce Harrow International School Appi, it will be a world-class British boarding school with close affiliation to Harrow School London, and in terms of holistic education, outstanding academic outcomes, quality assurance and governance, its alignment to the London school will be very, very strong. I'm proud to say it will be the first Harrow school in Japan, and we're confident that we will swiftly become Japan's leading full boarding international school. Harrow School London is one of the world's most respected private education institutes. It was founded in 1572, almost 450 years ago. And in fact, the year we open Harrow Appi will be the year of the 450th anniversary. And it was founded under Royal Charter, granted by the other Queen Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth I. Harrow London has a well-deserved reputation for academic excellence. It also developed the house system to individually support each student, and is firmly committed to a holistic approach to education. Amongst the school's alumni are some of the most significant figures of world history, with numerous influencers, inventors, innovators, artists, and Nobel laureates. Examples would be Lord Byron, one of the greatest British poets; Winston Churchill, the wartime Prime Minister in the UK, and widely regarded as the greatest Briton; Nehru, the first and longest serving Prime Minister of India; and Lord Rayleigh, the Nobel laureate for physics. Building on Harrow London's centuries of excellence in education, we've been operating schools in East Asia for almost 25 years. Our highly regarded Harrow International Schools were founded in Bangkok, Thailand in 1998. We opened our school in Beijing in 2005. In Hong Kong we opened in 2012, and we opened Harrow International School Shanghai in 2016. From 2020, the bilingual and bicultural Harrow Innovation Leadership Academies, the ILAs, have commenced operation in China, firstly in Chongqing and in Haikou on Hainan Island, and then from 2021 in Shenzhen, Zhuhai and Nanning. Our Harrow Little Lions early years centres leverage on Harrow's traditions of educational excellence and ensure that our very youngest Harrovians get the best possible launch into their academic career. Our motto is educational excellence for life and leadership. We assure outstanding academic outcomes. Every one of our students will reach their academic potential. And we balance a sense of tradition from Harrow School with innovation, future-looking. In reflecting the Harrow traditions originating from London and the London heritage, we're very careful to embrace those values in each of the schools within our family. We provide a holistic approach to education, and we ensure that every individual is carefully pastorally supported. Our students develop leadership attributes that shape their attitudes and behaviours and their ability to serve their community. We also ensure that all our students develop habits for lifelong learning that are founded in their experience in their school. Let me just elaborate a little bit on the Harrow core values. We identify 4. Courage encourages us to innovate and to take risks, inspiring change for the better. It means challenging adversity and complacency, making the most of opportunities, putting fear of failure to one side, and staying the course, even when it's difficult. Honour is about doing the right thing, having the highest standards, and leading by example. It involves taking responsibility and ultimately is what makes us worthy of the trust of others. Humility asks us to recognise oneself is a work in progress and that struggling with one's weaknesses is essential to growth. Humility increases our awareness that talent and achievement alone, however impressive, are not sufficient to succeed as a human being. And finally, fellowship means building binding, constructive relationships that helps us all to make a positive contribution. This is resonant with our belief that the strongest relationships of all are based on faith, hope, and love. To fulfill our motto, leadership attributes are instilled age appropriately in all students. They develop the following habits: making a positive contribution to community, applying knowledge with compassion, solving problems creatively, solving problems collaboratively, making just and responsible choices, and finally, facing challenges with determination. Harrow schools are not academically selective. However, through outstanding teaching and individualised pastoral support, our students absolutely reach their academic potential. Our academic outcomes are consistently excellent, including our external examination results and our university placements. In 2019, the 4 Harrow International School's students averaged 71% A stars and A grades in their IGCSE examination results. That's almost 10% higher than the UK independent sector average, and averaged just over 60% A stars and A grades in their A-level results. That's the gold standard in the UK examination sector. And that's 14.3% more than the UK independent schools average. Over the years, Harrow schools have consistently placed students in the very best universities around the world. This year, graduates from Harrow International schools have been accepted at prestigious destinations including the University of Oxford, the University of Cambridge, Imperial College London, University College London, the Universities of Edinburgh, Durham, Birmingham, Nottingham and Bath, also Ivy League universities in the US, and some of the very best universities in East Asia. Each of our schools offer dedicated university admissions and careers guidance counselling to support the application process. And this is a process that's very individualised to the needs and desires of each student and their family. At Harrow Appi, a broad range of nationalities will create a dynamic learning environment. The study of Japanese language and culture will be compulsory within the curriculum up to age 16. We'll also leverage on our experience and knowledge of running bilingual schools in China and elsewhere in East Asia. So Harrow Appi will provide an extensive Mandarin program, Chinese program, language as well as culture. There'll be other foreign languages available within the curriculum, including modern European and other East Asian languages. Our curriculum follows the British national curriculum, but very much adapted to our Japanese setting. Innovative learning programs collaborate with the seasons, the winter season, the summer season, ensuring that we make the most of our mountain environment, studying, for example, biodiversity within our natural mountain setting. In years 7 to 9, an adapted version of the British curriculum is offered to students with a strong focus on our co-curricular programme of mountain sports, innovation and creative and performing arts. For years 10 and 11, we focus on the study of IGCSEs with a continued focus on the development of leadership attributes through our leadership and service curriculum and specialisms in sport, in innovation and in creative and performing arts. Years 12 and 13. Students will be studying to complete a 2-year advanced or A-level programme regarded as the absolute gold standard in the British education system and recognised worldwide. Normally students would study for 3 A-levels. Subjects provided would include English, Japanese, Chinese of course, mathematics, further mathematics, biology, chemistry and physics, history and geography, computing, art, music, drama, technology, business studies, economics, psychology and, as I already mentioned, other languages. Many students will also complete an extended project qualification or EPQ in their final 2 years of study at Harrow Appi. The EPQ allows them to develop research skills and explore a topic of interest to a deep level, effectively studying to undergraduate standard. This will give them additional credits for their university application. Inspired by Japan's tradition and reputation for innovation and technology, Harrow Appi will specialise in the STEAM subjects of science, technology, engineering, art and mathematics. STEAM. A state-of-the-art innovation hub is central to the school's design, with all students engaged in innovative and challenging STEAM projects, both within the curriculum and also in enrichment extracurriculum activities. Harrow Appi is located in an area of extraordinary natural beauty, and these marvellous gifts of nature will be incorporated into the educational programmes of the school in numerous ways. Located in one of Japan's premier mountain resorts, a premium 36-hole golf course is available to the school. There's also 18 tennis courts located close by, and these facilities will be incorporated into the students' sports activities. Many additional educational opportunities are provided by the pristine natural environment. There are stunning birch forests, star-filled skies, and the fauna and flora such as fireflies and alpine flowers provide many opportunities to our educationalists. Our white season will focus on, of course, winter sports and the snow. We'll specialise in both alpine and Nordic winter sports activities through our winter academy. Safe expeditioning and mountain challenges will also be a feature of the programme for all students in the winter season. And then we move to the green season, the summer, which will focus on golf, tennis, cycling, mountain trekking, and studies within the natural environment. In both of these seasons, world-class coaching and tuition will be provided. After-school activities will include, of course, sport, as already mentioned, creative and performing arts, very strong in the Harrow tradition, academic stretch and enrichment, and service to our community. Additional academic support will be provided in the evenings through a structured prep or homework session every evening in the boarding houses. Harrow London has offered boarding-only education for centuries. Being a boarder is the most authentic way to experience a Harrow education. Students benefit from being part of a community, from learning to live alongside each other. They also have world-class facilities right on their doorstep immediately outside the boarding house. So Harrow Appi will replicate the full boarding experience of Harrow London. In other words, all students of Harrow Appi will be boarders. Students will be able to choose from a range of additional activities: sporting, academic, creative and well-being. This provides boarders with further opportunities to develop new and exciting skills, support social development, and also enable them to interact with their peers. Modelled on the best practices of Harrow London, every Harrow student belongs to a house, offering a smaller community within the school, broadening the range of activities and support available to each student. This builds up community pride and a healthy competitive spirit through the house events such as sports day, charity day, dances, music competitions and various sporting activities. This vertical integration of different aged pupils creates a family unit within which responsibilities are assigned for older students to care for and support their younger peers.
I'm Andy from Beijing. I currently study in year 13, and today I'm going to show you how a typical Harrow School boarding life is going to look like. I think teaching methods in Harrow Bangkok is good and inspiring, as the teachers not only teach you the knowledge, but also you get to apply your knowledge into projects. During the class, we have discussions, presentations, and even debates that improve my critical thinking and analysis ability. This is very different from general education in my hometown.
We have art, design technology, drama, and music courses provided here in Harrow. And we have a lot of professional teachers and top-notch facilities, especially with the newly developed Creative and Performing Arts building, which helps support students throughout their studies. And teachers and learning environment help a lot in sparking the students' interest and improving the students' learning capabilities. And you not only learn, but you also strive to excel in the things you're interested in.
To ensure teacher quality, we have a rigorous recruitment process for heads, senior leaders, and for all our faculty. Wherever possible, interviews are conducted at Harrow School in London. Selection and interview of headmasters or headmistresses and the senior leadership team members involve members of the Board of Governors of Harrow School London. And once appointed, headmasters have to undergo a residential induction programme at Harrow London with training sessions with the Harrow London headmaster, director of studies, director of pastoral care and other key educators of Harrow London. We only recruit the very best teachers, and we're fortunate that the Harrow name attracts them. They're sourced in the UK, Ireland, Australia or Canada. All of them must have a UK or equivalent Western teaching qualification, and they must have significant experience of the UK national curriculum. Undergraduate degree qualifications are required, of course, in the subject that the teacher teaches. We're very careful then to nurture and develop this talent. So we share good practices by teachers from across the Harrow family of schools regularly moving, collaborating, and even progressing to promoted posts. Induction and training is essential to ensure the quality of the lessons delivered are to Harrow standards. And we have our own professional development Harrow Academy to make sure that our teachers remain at the cutting edge of best educational practice and continue to grow and mature as professionals with us. Our state-of-the-art facilities are designed using the acquired know-how that we've developed as we've expanded our Harrow family of schools. So, for example, we have a very sophisticated security system in our Harrow Appi campus. The innovation hub is central to the school. IT devices draw out the academic potential of our students by ensuring that digital technologies are appropriately applied to support learning. We have outstanding creative and performing arts facilities to encourage students to explore their creative side. Sports are central to a Harrow education, so our indoor and outdoor sports facilities are excellent, as is our access to the mountain to pursue mountain sports. And then, of course, there are the boarding houses that are a genuine home from home for our students.
The staff culture here is incredibly welcoming. It feels like Harrow is one big family.
Really do strongly feel we're sort of, there's a much more in it together sort of ethos and culture amongst the staff, in terms of they've all decided that they want to go out there and experience the world and experience life, and you really find that it really does underpin a lot of their sort of mindset.
Fantastic reputation, amazing facilities, and also being a family, a great place for our family to grow as professionals, but also for our children to have an incredible education here.
It's a place as what would be expected to come with the name, that really expects excellence, both of its teachers and of its pupils. And I think from a teacher's perspective that is extremely exciting, because it allows really to have the highest expectations of your pupils, but also of yourself, and to drive yourself to be the best teacher that you can be.
The pupils are as impressive as the environment there. There's a real buzz about learning. They're so enthusiastic about everything you put in front of them.
They're incredibly enthusiastic. They want to come to school to learn. They are leaders.
The children are amazing. Every single child has got such a love of learning, which makes teaching in the class very, very enjoyable.
Because the children are ready for a challenge and they are so eager to learn, that it means that as a teacher I have an opportunity to stretch children and do techniques and pedagogy that I probably wouldn't have had the experience to.
I came as a class teacher, and then the year after that I applied to be the humanities coordinator for the lower school, and then this year I've applied to be the mathematics coordinator. So I've been here for 2.5 years and already had 2 opportunities to progress.
I'm now very pleased to provide you with admissions information. Students from all families from within Japan and from overseas are welcome to apply to Harrow Appi. We're seeking students with a range of skills and aptitudes who will add to our community. How does the admissions assessment work? Well, students will sit a range of age-appropriate tests in English, maths and non-verbal reasoning, in other words, intelligence testing. There'll also be an interview carried out by a senior member of staff. The admissions process will be conducted in English, and what we're looking for is a student's potential during the admissions interaction. We're not looking for the finished product. So particularly regarding English, we want to see the potential for English to develop, and we can work with the students and families in that development. How to apply? Well, the admissions process will open in the spring of 2021. Interested parents, please feel free to contact us on the email address that's appearing on the screen now. And you're also welcome to visit our school's website for further information. Thank you for listening. If there are any additional questions, I'd be very pleased to answer them in the next session. Arigatou gozaimasu.